Honestly, I feel like Pin 4 versions of BFDI have been a true highlight and I really want to talk about them. We have 4 to rank, but that's no biggie. I never really rank IDFB since we have 1 episode and maybe I can do more of these with IDFB included, but as of now it has to be excluded. I think Pin and Koyan and like Ice Cube and such were originally the only characters to compete in every season. Especially when you just realize post-split is still BFB. Then yeah, but then BFD happened, so yeah, let's start with Pin started out really good in BFDI anyway. I mean, for a while she was good, like really early on. She lost her limbs and I feel like it did make her interesting since she had to be more interesting. But then I think BFDI of 14 and onward she got really annoying, and it isn't Bell or Nickel annoying, thankfully. I think it's just so annoying. I don't like it and we had to deal with this for a couple episodes. I think it was annoying. I get why they did it. I mean, BFDI Pin was sort of nicer, but it didn't need to happen. I honestly feel like it could have been toned down. It's crazy how people hated Pillow for this reason. I think I get why people like it. I just don't like it at all. Thankfully Pin after BFDI 20 is perfectly fine as is. I don't think they ever do this. I don't even think Evil Pin is ever coming. Cause IDFB they can't do it and BFB and TPOT never try. I mean, TPOT Pin would have been dead last, but they got rid of the pin cheating thing like after TPOT 3, cause I feel like that didn't make sense. It would have been Pin yelling at Koyan over using glue. Anyways, BFDI Pin would be higher if that Pin was still here, but considering she isn't, this is a weaker version of Pin. I feel like this is just very annoying, and while Pin was evil in BFDI, I feel like it was kept to a minimum. I don't know, I don't like it, I just don't like it, and it's just more annoying. I feel like again it was due for fan service and also to explain her shift, cause Pin in early BFDI and later was way too nice. She wasn't as evil as she was in the last few episodes. I feel like it was only good when they started to include her and Koyan fighting, cause that was more cool and it was a conflict they do make up eventually, but this Pin is terrible. I mean, we'll have to see what they do with her in IDFB cause she's already gone in TPOT and this is her only season where she doesn't have to worry about being eliminated, so they could do whatever they want if I'm being really honest. It is a shame cause I didn't mind her in the early episodes, but here she's just really boring and not the kind I really care about, so yeah. So pre-split Pin exists. I do know it's weird to have BFDI Pin in dead last when she didn't really do much compared to what she did in BFDI, but then you gotta remember, for like 6 episodes they chose to focus on Loser and then basically she got more to do. It sucks that BFB had 64 contestants since what hurts pre-split was it had so many characters to juggle, and I feel like it's funny how TPOT and BFDI chose to only start having longer episodes when they had less character. Like, why did they not do this with pre-split? Cause now they don't need to be as long as they do, but overall Pin here is great. This is where she's nicer and trying to be more of a leader. I do feel like TPOT did a better job with it, probably cause for one, that season had less characters and again longer episodes. I don't hate this Pin. It's just she could have done more. But thankfully she isn't annoying or anything, cause that would have ruined her character like it did in BFDIA. The Loser stuff was pretty boring. I don't know, Loser was what held back the Losers from being great, cause everyone else besides him was good. Well, Fiery was a little bland, but the Losers brand was dumb since that's what they did to rely on him, but Pin was still great. I am glad they really started to doubt Loser and that Loser wasn't in TPOT, cause it would have sucked too, since while yes in post-split, he isn't as treated as much of a fame person as he is in pre-split. It's very whatever. Pin could have done more. I am glad she sort of helped in the Taco and Book arc. I feel this team would have benefited better without Loser. I honestly feel like if you swap Nickel and Loser out, you would get a better team, since Loser feels like he fits Beep way more than the team after him. But Pin is great. She's only the slow cause well she didn't really do a whole lot, and yeah she's only 3 out of 4 overall, but I feel like it's crazy. If pre-split had a different size it would have benefited her more, but that technically did happen, but the split doesn't count and the leader role fits Pin when you think about it. Cause in BFDI she was the team captain of her own team, but she didn't get to do much since she got out early, and BFDI she didn't really lead, more so played the game, but pre-split sort of started the leader role, and then around TPOT. They kind of didn't do much of it until after TPOT 3. But it was amazing there. I should save my praise for TPOT Pin in a while, but you know what, pre-split Pin wasn't the worst Pin, just lacking. BFDI Pin is a weird cause she got out very early, but I like her more here than she was in pre-split and BFDIA. I mean she's evil here but it's never as annoying. I feel like it helps that she was comically evil. And it's funny. I do like her interactions with Leafy in every season. Granted they are on opposite teams, but I don't know. I think this is her funniest season overall, cause sure she gets out really early but she's so funny. It's funny how this is the only season she didn't interact with Koyan as much, cause every other season she basically interacts with him a lot, so it's crazy this is the only season where they didn't. To be fair, this was the only season where mostly Koyan did was slap Fiery. But Pin was funny. I know people rank BFDI as the best season, but I feel anyways, what else is there to say? I feel like it sucks she didn't rejoin, but thankfully Spongy rejoined. And she's still funny when she was eliminated. I don't know what you could do to make her better, cause she's just so perfect. I just find her interactions funny. Her evilness isn't as annoying, and I feel like if BFDI Pin was this level of annoying, she wouldn't be as bad, cause they never go overboard with it. I also forget Blocky gets out early on, but she's great. I do say prior to TPOT. This would have been number 1 cause BFDI made her annoying. IDFB is still 1 episode and pre-split she barely got a lot of room to do. And she gets out early. Like I said, TPOT, she does get the room to do that. It's funny here. Especially in BFDI 4. I think it's crazy how I love her more than David. Excluding some parts of BFDIE, David doesn't really do a whole lot. I do think her being evil to nice now makes more sense once you add BFDI into the mix, and here it's great. The Leafy interactions are funny. This is again her funniest season. TPOT is a close second, even if TPOT leans more into conflict than humors, but anyways, we can finally to talk about the number 1 pick on the episode, so let's get Haruto. TPOT Pin is the best form she's been in ever, cause while yes BFDI Pin was more evil, I enjoyed her a lot more here, and that's why I love her so much, but it feels like they did everything they couldn't really do with Pin and BFB and do more here. Sure, at first she was annoying with the whole cheating thing. I feel like this arc was pretty pointless since it didn't add or do anything. It made Pin annoying, and where with BFDIA she was annoying, but that was more just what I think. Here I think she was pretty annoying here and she had no reason, and it goes away after TPOT 4. They really never bring it back after that, and after that, she's really good. I think she even gets better once Koyan leaves, cause she doesn't have to rely on him again, and I don't know. I feel like that it sucks she actually got eliminated, cause I actually liked her. It really should have been Black Hole who went, and I feel like he's really boring, but thankfully he wasn't in TPOT 20 or 21, so TPOT has been better. I don't think he'll ever be eliminated since he's popular, but Pin here is great, and it sucks people hate on this version but love BFDI Pin. BFDI Pin is really annoying, but here she really isn't, and I feel like it's funny people being sad when they said BFDI Pin was better. Are we ever gonna see more Pin? Probably one of the few characters I could see keep coming back, but we will just have to wait and see. TPOT's still in that weird phase where everyone is dead, so let's see them do something about that. I mean, Pin here is great. I think the reason teammates got a lot of hate was for the most part. It really was just Pin and Koyan, but once Koyan got eliminated, it started to feel like they got more to do. I mean, Donut was literally at risk of being eliminated, but thankfully he really didn't. I am glad, cause Saul wasn't that good compared to him. Not hating, it's just the truth. I feel like TPOT is gonna have a rejoin, and mark my words, she'll actually be back. I just have a gut feeling she will be rejoining, or at least